I said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox their channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say I double tip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double tip on the director's cut. Woo. Double tip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine are gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We be sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. Blue PlayStation high, all over my head. Pentimetal PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I said what I said. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. The love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. The love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it? Say what?
You're muted, Demo.
Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome back to the Demo Flow Gaming Show. Happy Friday. I hope y'all having a wonderful week. I hope you're having a blessed one with your families, where you are work, where you are playing games, where you are doing whatever you are doing, man. Maybe heading to the beach or something, where it's nice down here in South Florida. Whatever the hell you're doing, man. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with us in this amazing, wonderful Friday morning. Let's get it going because there's a lot of news to cover, a lot of things to talk about, and Twitter is exploding. Games are killing it. Some games are being killed. We're gonna get into it, but man, thank you so much, Power Boss, for coming through. What's going on with you? Let everybody know what's popping.
Everything's having fun. Just watched the Triple I Showcase Initiative, and they had some pretty good bangers there. And went back into Starfield finally. Level 3, just got to New Atlantis. Woo! Got my mods working. Having fun.
Awesome, man. Yeah, man. Like, hey,
watching One Piece.
Starfield is like, I posted it on Twitter the other day. It almost feels like we're back in 2023 because all I see on my timeline is Starfield. And it's kind of funny that, that we told everybody how amazing this game was. And,
everybody was trying to downplay it.
Yep. He ended up being like #1 in the PlayStation store for pre-orders, man. And it was the actual the most expensive version of the game. So I mean, kudos to to Bethesda for bringing an amazing game to more platforms. I know a lot of people wanted to keep that one exclusive. I know a lot of like Xbox fans wanted to keep this one for ourselves. But if you really think about it, I feel like this is one of those games that it deserves to be everywhere. And I say deserve because I think a whole lot, like it was very at the beginning very criticized, right? And right, some of this criticism, I believe it was fair.
I do believe there was some fairness in the criticism for sure, but some of it was just because it was an Xbox game at the moment
Blind
and it
hate.
wasn't on PlayStation. And that to me was kind of annoying because I'm one of the few people who said the game was amazing, but it had definitely his issues and it could have been better at release. But we know how uh, development goes these days. They were working in this game for close to 20 years, you know, and it got too long, and they needed to release it. Even though I don't agree with like pushing releases like that, I think that the game release it was one of the game the Bethesda games that you can play and literally had little to no bugs. Like at launch, it had some bugs, but it wasn't like I don't know, like Fallout 4 or something. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed the story. I enjoy the explorations. Besides the limitations, I know people want Starfield to become No Man's Sky, so that you can travel to any planet like that. But I
Yeah.
mean, if you think
Star
about
Wars
the
Outlaws.
systems, yeah, if you think about the systems and mechanics that Starfield has, that would be like incredible. I mean, it would be pretty impossible for current generation consoles to handle that shit. Honestly, and hopefully they can make it happen because now we got the PSSR. Now we have FSR and DLSS, and these upscaling techniques are helping compensate the lack of polish that these games release with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to say, man, I shout out to everybody who's playing Starfield, where you're new to the game, where coming back to the game like Power Bus, or in a similar situation. I hope you are enjoying the hell out of it. I can't wait to try out the new DLC and everything that all the upgrades and updates. But I'm so caught up on Crimson Desert at the moment that is I literally have not played any other game besides Crimson Desert. Last Sunday, it was Easter, so I was celebrating with the family and all of that. I had to take my kid out to the egg hunts and shit, so I barely had time to play. When I came back home, I was extremely tired, so I gave a shot to Gray Zone Warfare. This is a extraction shooter who received the new update. It's been out for a whole year. It's a pre-alpha game, and it's like so much better now. I played like one match, literally went in, did a couple of missions, and got out. And then after that, it was all about Crimson Desert. And I haven't touched any other game until this morning that I was trying Road to Vostok. The demo I was showing Power Balls behind the scene was a it's funny because you might think this might not connect to the topics that we have, but it's a single player game that is similar to Stalker.
And a single dev.
Yeah, it's a single dev. And this demo, right? Because I just played the demo, I haven't played the game, have features that triple A games that cost over $200 million and multiple years to develop lack. And bro, Marathon, look, I'm looking at you right now because this is a single dev who gives you a tutorial, right? Powerballs was able to see it with me, the tutorial, how detailed that shit was, how he introduces new players to the game, and how you can always come back and double check and make sure you don't have to go on YouTube to watch anybody guide to guide you to play the game. You can just go ahead and figure it out in your own because all the tools are there for you to use it. Now we got games like Marathon losing players left to right, and they don't have a dedicated training area. They don't have an actual tutorial that explains to you what each item in the game does, so that you can look at it right while you play and figure it out. But you are under pressure in an actual match and you don't know what the fuck is going on. It'll be nice if you were able to go to an area and experience, right, what each item does, the buffs and debuffs, how each weapon works, how much damage each weapon does based on the attachments that you got on that weapon. Like, those are like, I don't know, bread and butter from games like that. I also experienced another extraction shooter like I always talk about it here. what is it called? Down, I forgot the name. It's Active Matter. Yeah. I played that shit, and he had a tutorial area, shooting range, a place in which you could, explore the items and see what they do, and it sort of like gives you a better understanding of the game that you're playing, so that when you go ahead and join an actual match, you don't feel like you're lost and you're getting cooked by people who've been playing this shit longer than you. You know what I'm saying? So that's first and foremost. And I do believe, man, that Marathon is in a dire situation right now. It's declining 200 million. And I wanted to talk about it here with y'all in the shop, because I mean the situation is definitely um concerning. The Marathon barely made it to 20,000 players on Steam just today. It's not like I'm been watching it, but I've been seeing people posting about it. I'm like, damn, like I didn't expect this game to fall so low and so quick, because I mean the game has been out for about a month and a couple of weeks, if anything. So it is extremely concerning, I believe, for Bungie and for Sony PlayStation, that fact that this game is not having the motion that they initially thought that it would have. And look, I like the game. I've been playing the game. I have a good time, but I'm not blind, right, to see the issues that the game has, right? A lot. Look, listen. Yesterday, somebody blocked me on Twitter because I was asking on Twitter, what would you do to fix the game? The dude literally, he just commented like, "Oh, this game connected with me. I love it," and he blocked me. Like, I'm not trying to cook the game. I'm trying to, for real, find a solution so that developers can get this feedback and hopefully bring it back and more people can join. I had another person on Twitter, and bro, I'm gonna show you, because this is what happens when the communities don't want to be helped. I'm not doing this to kill Marathon. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm doing this so that I can help Marathon to hopefully survive, and hopefully we don't lose Bungie, right? Because I
And
mean,
you played the game, and I played the server slam, and I didn't like it, but I didn't like it for other reasons. And it's not that we want the game to die; we want to see what the game is and what it can do better to make it something that is sustainable.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. And look, I'm gonna share my screen right here because I'm gonna show you guys.
You muted yourself, demo.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is what I posted. No, this one. Can you see it? The post?
Yeah, we see it.
Marathon development reportedly cost over $200 million, but it's not getting the traction Bungie and Sony had hoped for. Despite glowing reviews calling it a must-play title, players just aren't connecting with it. Tough situation for Bungie. Can they save it? This is not a console war post. I'm not trying to take a dig at PlayStation. I'm not hating on it. I'm honestly asking for a way in which we can fix the game, make it better, right? Um, Somebody here, Charlie Brown, shout out to him, and say, unfortunately not. Bungie ruined their reputation by how they've treated their fan base since Destiny 2 and how they alienated others with their politics. So that's fair. Somebody said, nope, let it fail. This out here is me asking why. Why? And I gotta ask you, chat. I gotta ask you this question. Why y'all want video games to fail? Okay. What is the benefit for you? And how does it help you in any other way? Um, Somebody say make it free, right? And I say that could be a way. Maybe that'll bring some new players and hopefully a stay. It is not free to pay, so I was probably hurting the numbers. $40 should have been free with microtransactions, but Sony being Sony and doing a Sony, greed always with Sony, right? And I don't know, the person who probably one of the ones who commented here, he deleted his comment, but he actually blocked me. He deleted his comment. What a bitch! So basically he said I connected with this game. I don't care about what you say, and he blocked me and whatever. So when you are presented with a situation like this, Power Boss, and the community Um, I mean, because it's another comment I want to highlight. Uh, Damn, bro. But this motherfucker's so pussy that they delete the shit. They delete the comments. And one of the comments was, no, this game is for the hardcore and the enthusiasts or something. We don't want new players, something like that. I'm like, bro, like, are you kidding me? You need players if you want the game to survive. And that's where I'm coming from. You feel me, Power Bug?
especially in a live service game. Because the game has no single player. It doesn't onboard you well. They do server wipes every 3 months, every time there's a new season, according to what they said. It hasn't done it yet. It hasn't been out that long. And that's only part of the problem. You muted again.
Yes, I can hear you. We are
You
experiencing
muted again, Demo.
wait times, so the whole time may be in
Happening.
excess.
The community should be like, hey, listen, we need to bring in new players who want new people to play with, right? Like, we don't want the game to die. And if we run out of players, the game will eventually get disconnected. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get it why people get so hurt and emotional when you tell them, hey, your game is not perfect. I know you love it, but you need to bring in new players if you want to keep playing. Or that's it. The game that you love is going to disappear forever and you'll never get it back. And in this case, $200 million were spent in this game, according to Paul Tassi and Forbes. And bro, this is incredible. If you really think about it, it's a big mess for PlayStation. But we will continue talking about this. I want to hear what Chat had to say. Shout out to you, man. The most important guest of the show, Chat, man. We got Adidas 20 with the two, man. Thank you, bro.
Question, Demo. Did you try the Vampire Crawlers demo out?
No, I haven't tried it. We'll get into that. I'll look it
All
up
right, all
while
right.
we're here.
It's good.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. So yeah, man. Shout out to DS20, an amazing member of the art community. Shout out to you, homie. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Miguel Diaz in the house saying, ready for the salt and for the digital foundry glazing the water of Cyberpunk on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be talking about water today, bro. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but we will talk about. We got Riot Gaming in the building. What's popping, homie? And he says, like and share. That's right, you guys. Like and share. Hype up the stream. It helps us tremendously to share the word that we got a good show going on for more people to come because unlike marathon players, we do want our community to grow. So hey, if you want to give me any feedback and tell me about things that I could do better, things you like, things you don't, I appreciate that shit too. And I will take that into consideration for sure. Okay, we got E-Ranks in the building. Let's go, man. What's up, y'all? We got Dr. Scott C in the building as well. Lycos 45. Oh my God, the whole crew coming. Dr. Scott C in the building is saying Starfield was fantastic at launch. Sure, it got better. Every game does now, but it got taxed like no other game today. I agree with you. I actually like Starfield. I basically put Starfield at an 85, 87 type shit. I really enjoy it. Definitely wasn't perfect. I ran into glitches. It definitely needed more quality of life improvements, which they added later on. It released at 30 FPS on console. We got all we know about all the shit that was wrong with Starfield. But at the core, it was a good game. If you're really into RPGs like that, if you like the Bethesda games, I think Starfield was great. I think they, definitely could have done a lot better, right? But I mean, it is what it is. That doesn't make it a bad game just because he was missing a couple of things. I believe that would have make it better. But the core gaming, the gameplay, the mechanics, and everything that you do in the game, it was awesome. I definitely was talking to my homeboy as we were playing on Discord and shit like that. And we're always amazed at how like the shit that you could do Starfield. And there hasn't been any game that had given me this feeling up until Crimson Desert now. It's the other game that I can play and be like, oh, you can do this shit, right? Like it's amazing. And I haven't had that feeling since Starfield, honestly. uh Riot Gaming in the building saying Demo was playing on his PS5 Pro. Bro, you still going about that shit, bro? Everybody got pranked. Yeah, that was April's Fool. I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. All the ponies love me. The next day, all the ponies hate me when I say, you know what? Like that was a joke. Oh my god, they lost it. Um, we got Dr. Scottsy as well in the building saying Halo needs to release with campaign, co-op campaign, split screen co-op, multiplayer, and a map creator. Where's that feedback from the great Bungie now? Look, listen, I agree with you 100%, but I will say this about the new Halo campaign, Wolf. I'm not that excited for that game. The reason being is I've beaten Halo CE multiple times. Matter of fact, I beat it all the Halos in the summer this year. I went through all of them except ODST. That's the one that I skipped this one time around. But I do that with Halo and I do that with the Mass Effect games. Every year I try to play them. I go back to them because I love those fucking games and I can get enough of them. But this new Halo campaign, I'm not that excited because I know I recently played. I know the whole story. I know how it's gonna play. And it's just like, okay, yeah, like it's just a remake. That's just my opinion. I'm still excited. I'm still gonna play it. But what's really hitting for me this year at Xbox is Fable and Gears. Those are like my most anticipated games this year coming from Xbox. And I do believe that Halo is gonna be good, but I also believe that this is probably they probably gonna trash the shit out of Halo. Let's keep it real. When the PlayStation fans, fanboys get the game, and the Halo fans and the Halo community, you know how toxic they are. They're never happy. They're gonna. Uh, I'm look. This is my score prediction for Halo CE, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say that it's gonna be a 75. Look, Power Boss, what is your score prediction for Halo Evolve?
I'm
I'm
thinking
gonna
it's
say
going to
it's
be
gonna
an
be a
80.
75.
I'm thinking it's going to be an 80. Shout out to Eternal D87 and Jules in the chat. And I am Dat Ninja.
Shout out to
Welcome on in. Welcome on in.
yeah,
The fact that they're remaking it instead of the slipstream engine like Halo is known for, they're doing it with UE5. So it's a different take. Um, the fact that there's only uh, co-op campaign, there's no multiplayer. I
yeah,
mean, let's not forget that the original Halo launched with no multiplayer, and
facts.
that was fine because it wasn't a thing back then. They
Yep.
released it during the Halo 2 era, and even when they came out with Combat Evolved, the remake for the Anniversary Edition, it had multiplayer added in. So why are they taking it away now?
Yeah,
That's my
that's true.
question. So I
Yeah,
agree wholeheartedly with Dr. Scotty on that one. It needs to bring, co-op campaign local, split screen, uh,
all
online
of that.
multiplayer, both split screen campaign and things like that. They just need to do it all. Why
Yeah,
take it away, especially when people are doing things like Power World and uh, modders are all up in there with the Forge system. People are used to it. They want to be able to have the freedom to do what they want in a game.
yeah,
And if you're playing the game as the game was intended, you don't care about updates, you don't care about upgrades and things like that, then you're just playing on a PlayStation at that point
yeah.
because they curate what they get you.
That's true. I agree with Dr. Scott. See, Halo needs to be 8-1. It needs to be perfect. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it though. I'll play the campaign again. But like I said, I already played
The
that
only
campaign.
thing that this comes out with that seems to be any sort of excitement about it is the fact that it's got 3 missions that are getting added in. And it's supposed to be like gap filler between Halo 1 and Halo 2 or something like that. What is it? Officer Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that, man. But honestly, I'm like, we already played that shit. This is for the ponies. This is for the Sony PlayStation player who's never seen an Xbox in their life. This is for the new generation of players that don't know what Halo is. I think this is what this game is for. Honestly, I'm excited, but I'm cautious about it. Okay. Lycos 45 in the building. I haven't seen people hate watch game this hard since Halo Infinite, but yeah, it's not looking good for Marathon. Yeah, I hate when people hate watch the game. Like I seen people posting about that shit every day. Oh, Marathon is not making it to 20. Marathon is not making it to 30. Like, come on, bro, leave that game alone. Chill. Yo, we got I'm that Ninja 617. Bungie fans wanted Destiny 3. Stick to what you're good at, and live service has never been Bungie's strength. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I agree with that. Destiny 3, I'll be all over that straight out because I love Destiny, but I'll bust all about that. But Destiny 2 is definitely let me down, especially in the second half, right, of the game. Is being atrocious to say the least.
So Destiny 1, I played all the way up until the Vault of Glass because you had to have predetermined teams going into it, and I dropped it at that point because I wasn't really playing with anybody. Here and there I would link up with randoms online, but it was no dedicated team for it, so I dropped it then. I tried Destiny 2 at launch, but at the same time, I didn't stick with Destiny 2 at all.
Facts. We got I'm that Ninja 617 saying happy Friday. Thank you for the two, homie. Appreciate that. I hope you are enjoying the show. We got Eternal D87 as well saying Joe demo and power balls. Dr. Scott is saying, I don't need another remake. Juice in the building. This is me. We know, we know. Irank saying, I hate meta scores, but since we're guessing a say 72 for Halo CE remake, it's going to get dinged for no multiplayer, changing the mechanics, pony bias, death drama, so much working against it. I agree with you. I feel like this remake might probably hurt more Halo than help, if I'm being honest with you.
And just one thing that I saw when they showed the demo off is there's a terribly large amount of ghosting on the UI.
Yeah, it's incredible, man. Um, and I intend on looking out for that Halo game soon. Yeah, I'm more interested in the next Halo game that the original Halo game that I've beaten several times, honestly.
Did you know that we have a projected release date for the Halo?
Yeah, I heard something about July.
Yep, yep.
Hmm. I'll wait and see for an actual announcement, official announcement. But I mean, July looks good. It'll be a great summer game, honestly. Paul Morrow in the house is saying, demo, hey bro, it's been a minute. Just wondering what you will pay Bungie for Destiny 3. My attitude since Destiny 2 and its constant monetization, I'm done. No shot. Holy shit. Okay, so I will play the Destiny 2 expansions, right? That I still got to play. I haven't played since Lightfall. When I get it for the cheap, for like $5 or something, then I get it, play the shit out of it, complete it, whatever, and move on. That's my energy towards them right now. For the new Destiny, I have to wait and see. Obviously, it's gonna be fresh new content, brand new game. So we'll have to wait and see how they monetize it. But I'm not looking forward to the monetization aspect of Destiny because it's honestly like a robbery, bro. Um, Jules with saying that summer is gonna be amazing. Yeah, like I don't know if it's coming out this summer, but I was watching the IGN Gothic remake preview, and that's one that I'm looking forward to. Because I never played the original game. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I never played it. So I'm looking forward to play that remake because I heard nothing but good things about Gothic. It's like one of the pioneers when it comes to open world RPGs. And I'm looking forward to trying that one out. And I think it's coming in the summer as well. That's one of them only. But anyways, going back to what we were talking about, marathon situation. Guys, let me know down there in the chat. What do you think could help marathon pull more players and be more successful? Either way you look at it, this is a big L for Sony PlayStation and Bungie. And they're definitely going to have to address the Bungie and marathon situation sooner than later. Hopefully, they can make do with the amount of players that they have. Hopefully, these hardcore um, community that they have can, sustain the game. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of games coming out, and a lot of gamers are like, trying out different games. Like we got now the example of Crimson Desert breaking records after weeks of being out, and pulling in a lot of new players, and all eyes are on Crimson Desert basically because all of the things that you can do within the game. And it's just it's just like, like it has everything against it at the moment. Marathon games coming out, all the distraction shooters in the work. We got Blue Light by the people who made PUBG about to drop. We got Active Matter as well, which I love talking about that game. We got Road to Vostok, that just released. It doesn't have crazy numbers, but it's also like a single player type distraction shooter in a way. And so on and so forth. We also got Escape from Tarkov and yada yada. Like the competition for extraction shooters is crazy at the moment. And the same with like shooters like Call of Duty and all of that. Now we got, I don't know if you heard about this one, Power Boss. It's called War Dogs. It's another shooter
Yeah,
that is
I did
coming.
see that. Yeah, yeah.
And let me see if I can find something about it, but I'll show you guys because I do
So
believe
while
this
you're
one
bringing
is
that up,
pretty cool.
I was watching the III Showcase Initiative that happened yesterday, and my God, 45 minutes of straight games, and the games that they showed were outstanding. Not everyone was a banger, and not everyone was an indie game, but my God, some of the ones that they showed, I mean, they did a deep dive on the Castlevania 40th anniversary Belmont's Curse game that's coming out, some side scroller, and it looks great.
Okay. I mean, there's definitely a lot of games that are coming out, man, and it's just like the competition is not like what it used to be, dog. So y'all gotta tighten up, man. They gotta lock in. Hold on. Okay, so War Dog is getting announced. This is basically the preview of what the game is gonna be like. So it's similar to Battlefield, similar to Call of Duty, but it has like Counter Strike type mechanics in which you can like earn money in the match and utilize that money to get weapons and gadgets and stuff, and then go back in the fight. It's almost like a King of the Hill type game, but it's looking incredible, realistically. And I don't know, bro. There's more competition coming from Marathon and Battlefield and Call of Duty and all the shooters out there because there's definitely too many of them. And how do you even fix this? You know, it is like players are getting spread out. There's not a real dominant, right? A clear dominant in the shooter genre, except for like I think the one that is always on top is Counter Strike. We got also Fortnite. We got Call of Duty, Apex Legends. That's it. Those are like the main ones. But these games also have to like improve because the competition is coming chasing, right? Like games like War Dogs are, trying to take the crown from Battlefield and Call of Duty and all these other shooters. And on top of that, you got like indie developers putting in work and bringing decent shooters as well to the market. So the shooter situation, and this is one of like the things that the type of games that I love the most, is interesting. It's hard. I would say it's hard for the developers, but it's easier for us as a gamer now to pick and choose what game we want to play because of the variety. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's good that we're getting competition in all angles in shooters, whether it be battle royale, extraction, or regular arena. And I think that's great, man. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on from Marathon, bro, because we got more news. And this news, bro, were ignored. You freaking, can you believe that these news were ignored, Power Boss? And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring this up, and we're gonna talk about it because this was definitely one of those controversial topics, and people came on Twitter and they were crying like rivers of tears, because I was actually you know, saying this is what's happening and no one is talking about it. So basically, This is what happened over the week, and nobody said shit. Well, Shinobi said something, but it didn't go viral like Cyberpunk water. You know what I mean? So they're super quiet about this one. Layoffs at Sony are called reorganization. 100 million PlayStation 5 sold. So Shinobi, yeah, he got me blocked. He said the Sony Pictures Entertainment to lay off hundreds in reorganization across TV, film, and corporate. Ponies came, and look, which has Jack Squad to do with PlayStation? Where's your outrage at the layoffs of other companies? Hypocrite, I got cold names.
And we called out the Xbox layoffs too.
Yeah, we do call every fucking layoff. Even the fucking Ubisoft layoff that nobody gave a shit about. Even the Intel layoffs, we covered them here. Remember that shit, Power Bus? Listen, hey, don't give me that shit. I'm not gonna cap for a $1 trillion company laying off people. They do what they do to make money. Sony has to do the same shit, and every corporation out there is gonna go through layoffs. So don't give me that shit. Listen, this is another thing by Subitek. Funny enough, it was a couple of days before the news, and this is what Hiroki Totoki had to say. This is not Subitek. This is not Shinobi. This is not J-Dub. This is not none of those ponies saying this. This is by Hiroki Totoki, right? Big boy shit. He says Sony's entertainment business revenue is now more than 60% of total overall Sony revenue. So whether you like it or not, papi, Sony, this shit is related. You know, it is related. It is definitely affecting the company. Sony's not Microsoft. Stop that shit. Sony's not Microsoft. Microsoft can have the luxury to have a side project like Xbox. You feel me? But Sony solely depends on gaming. 60% of their revenue comes from gaming. You understand? This shit is very important to them. The largest portion of Sony's revenue is now gaming. PlayStation should be the best place to play from the user's perspective and the best place to publish. So if you really think about it, it's true. Sony Pictures is sort of like its own thing, but at the end of the day, they all operate under Sony's umbrella, meaning that this is Sony's responsibility as well, and it could affect very well PlayStation, especially when they're losing money like this, and you're losing money from all sides. What do you think is going to happen? Studios are being closed, people being laid off, console prices are increased. You feel me? Like they're gonna get this money out of you. This is not about like me hating on them or nothing because of this. This is something that they had to do because they got to reorganize. And that's what everybody's fucking doing because AI is taking over. And there's a lot of redundancies now when it comes to work that AI can fucking do. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me saying I love it. This is like the reality. And boy, every time that you say something that has half the truth in it, people run away, they cry, they block you, they don't subscribe, they don't like, they leave. You know what I mean? They don't like to hear the truth. You know what they want to hear? When I said that I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro, even J-Dub, all these ponies reposting my shit. People who got me blocked, unblock me to repost that I bought a PlayStation 5 Pro. That's
did you see what J-Dub happened to say about Starfield?
Yeah, that it was the
he said, why didn't Xbox you guys tell me that this was all good?
We've been saying, bro, they lied their ass out. Whether it be for cloud, whether it be just for fun or entertainment, we know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And all this bad reputation, they throw all the shade they throwing. But when it's time for them to, recognize that things aren't well at Sony as a whole, which affects PlayStation, like they don't really get it. And a lot of ponies are going to come over here and say, no, but they had nothing to do with each other. Well, if Sony loses money, if Sony is in a dire situation, what do you think is going to happen and where the cuts are going to be? Like cuts are now Sony Pictures, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, bro. This is insane. What do you think about the whole thing, Power Boss? I
personally think, I don't know what to think about this because aside from them being silent, which is normal for them, let's be fair, we'll have to see what they plan to do. See you later, Palmoro. Nice for you to drop by.
Yeah, dude, like it's insane, bro. Like y'all gotta keep it true, man. Y'all gotta keep it true. Say, like shit is going on Sony. They close to studios and bought in a studio that specializes in upscaling. Like all the signs are there. I'm not saying Sony's dying. I'm not saying none of that
Oh
shit.
no, it's not just upscaling.
It's AI shit, right?
It's AI, but it's also a part of their player base program that they just announced. That
Oh, oh
that
my
thing.
god.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's
don't
to
even
get
get
their
me
user
started in that shit.
IDs, face scans, voice
Yeah,
scans, and it's only
they,
one person and only for a limited time. And who knows how
bro,
many times they're going to do it. Start with
bro.
Gran Turismo 7.
That is it. Thank you for bringing that up. I almost forgot about that shit. This is what Sony PlayStation is doing right now, and this is how they cutting the cost of everything that they're doing. They don't even have the decency to pay actors or models anymore. They want to use you, the PlayStation fan, your image to put it in their games so they can make more money and you do all of this shit for free. They're using your image. God knows what they make you do. They could make you kick a cat for all you know. You know what I'm saying? It's your image in their games for free. They just see it as a privilege. I'm gonna be in a Sony PlayStation game for free. Right. This is insane,
Oh,
dude.
oh, and it's just a portrait. It's not even like them scanning their whole body and walking around. It's literally just a portrait icon somewhere.
I don't know. They might even I don't know. I don't agree with that shit. Like if you want to use my image, you better pay for it. That's all I'm saying. You want to put me in a video game, you better pay me. I love video games, but I'm not working for free. I know people get paid for that shit. You know what I mean? You're not you're gonna have to have some self respect here, dude. And as a PlayStation fan, maybe I should dream to be in one of their games, but bro, don't allow them to use your image like that. With the way the AI works right now, like your image could be put in literally like OnlyFans type shit. It could be even no, and people will probably even think that it's real. They use your content, they use your face and your image for that. You don't know. So don't like, bro. If you're a Sony PlayStation fanboy, I get it if you hate me. But bro, as a friend and as a fellow human being and somebody who cares about, pretty much everybody, and uh I say do not do it, bro. Do not scan your image, bro. Honestly, do not scan your image on PlayStation because they're gonna use it and they're not gonna pay you for it, bro. And God knows what the hell's happened with it later. All right, so that's extremely crazy, right? Because I mean that's where you can see where this coming from, dude. The madness, right? Like trying to cut costs, use AI for this and that. The same things that Xbox been getting criticized for, are happening at Sony PlayStation. The whole thing about like uh the ecosystem shit. I don't know if you've seen that. That they're trying to unify the ecosystem. I actually did a post on YouTube. Let me go ahead and and look for it because I actually posted about it the other day. Let me check it out real quick. Okay, so here it is. Sony CEO said in the future, Sony will have one unified platform into a connected ecosystem for all of Sony's digital offerings. This is part of the bigger play for the Sony group. Okay, so if I go in this is Subitech. So the news is like in the future, Sony will have one unified platform into connected ecosystem for all the Sony digital offering. Now, so we take is this is part of a bigger play for the Sony group. So when Xbox try to do this and unify the ecosystem and connect PC with the Xbox and with the phone and all of that, they talk down on it. It was a bad strategy because Xbox games are supposed to be only on Xbox and Xbox only. Now PlayStation wants to do the same, and now it's a part of a bigger play by Sony Group. Can you explain to me, like I'm 2 years old, like what's the difference? Because this to me sounds like they trying to make it up an app that is gonna like you can sign in your computer, you
It
whatever and
sounds like they're
everything.
trying
And
to make their own PC launcher. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, their own PC
I
anywhere.
don't think it's
Sony
going to
everywhere.
go the way they think it's going to go because literally, if they say, okay, we're either not going to port to Steam anymore or Steam is still going to be, a year later PC port, but you're going to be
Right.
able to play PC day one if you have the PlayStation app. I don't think it's going to go the way they think.
You know what I think is gonna happen? They're gonna create this app for PC as well. And instead, and they're not gonna put games on Steam anymore. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make you go to the PlayStation place and get your games from there. This is what they want to do, you know. But I'm gonna tell them what's gonna happen. You should take a look at Epic Games. Just that. Just take a look at Epic Games and what they try to do with all the games and how they flop. And they had to later on put them on Steam. Because there's one thing about Steam users, they love that shit, bro. It's hard. That some of these motherfuckers don't even go to Epic Games to claim
And
their
let's
free
not forget
games.
that Steam didn't have that recognition overnight. It took them years to build that reputation up by being good to the customer.
Mm-hmm. And PlayStation being the way it is, and PC gamers being the way they are, I can see how some people might jump in the occasional exclusive from the PlayStation Store, but that's it. They're not gonna buy shit from there. Other than that, games that they can play on Steam, that's it. And look, it's gonna work for them because they're gonna get the money on their storefront. But I don't see a lot of people buying a lot of shit there. Nothing but the PlayStation games that we know there are few and far in between. You know what I'm saying? Because this year we got PlayStation with Saddles and Wolverine. Saddles, according to these previews, is looking like game of the year. How many people are gonna play? How successful it's gonna be? I have no idea, but I can tell you this much: Returnal didn't do that good in the PlayStation.
Returnal, I think, hit not even 1 million sales, 800,000 copies, if that, total lifetime. I don't think it ever broke 1 million. And Soros looks to be Returnal 2.0. It looks better in every way.
No, it looks way better. Yeah.
Everything, the mechanics, the smoothness of the graphics, everything looks 100% better. But it's still a bullet hell, which is a very niche genre, and I don't think it's going to pop off like people are thinking. A Wolverine, that ain't gonna hit. It's Spider-Man 2 reskin. It's gonna sell maybe 2 to 3 million, and people are probably going to drop it like a bad habit.
For sure. Look, honestly, man, I like that they are trying to have their own thing. But if I were PlayStation, I would eventually put those games on Steam, even after the year or something. I would definitely catch out, you know, because if you think about it, we got look a perfect example here. Lycos 45, shout out to him. He say, "Yeah, demo. I'm one of those people that won't touch Epic, even if they give away good free games." See what I'm talking about, Palmos? Not even for free he would touch. I definitely go ahead every week and I claim, even if the games are whack, I still claim them because you know what? I have a kid. I have another one on the way. You never know what they're gonna like. You know what I'm saying? I have 200 games, boy. Go ahead and play whatever the fuck you want. You can download it. You feel me? Like it's just like games.
I
Games
mean,
can.
if it
I'm a
wasn't for
game.
my younger kid, I would have never known about Undertale.
Yep.
And
And
it's a pretty good game. I haven't played it yet myself, but I've watched him play it a couple times. It's pretty interesting, honestly.
it's just the whole thing is filled with insanity, man. And look, PlayStation fans talking about PlayStation stopping with the PC ports. I'm afraid I got some bad news. Bobby, that shit ain't happening. Yeah, they might keep it exclusive for a year, 2, 3, or whatever, but eventually that shit is coming to PC. Okay? Because
Oh,
it has
Devo, did
to.
you happen to see me call out Porter Rock, J-Dub, and uh, Nicola?
Oh my god, what happened now?
So Hazardor Gaming, shout out to him. He put out a post of an article about a recent job filing
that Sony, I guess, announced, or it has been out there for a while. And I read his post, and he's talking about how it's communication updates and things like that for the PlayStation Network, specifically, how they're trying to better communications across PC and mobile with the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't comment anything one way or the other about what he was talking about. Yeah, I read the article. At the very last paragraph, if you pull it up, well, you don't have to pull it up, but I'll tell you. It talks about how it's trying to make it better to play. Okay, and this is probably like a $200,000 a year job. Now, if you're going to pay somebody $200,000 a year, building the infrastructure from the ground up for the PlayStation Network so that you can revamp communications. Games like Call of Duty, the most popular games that are played on the PlayStation, okay, Roblox, Minecraft, people use Discord, people have the in-game chat, okay. If they turn off crossplay, they still have their PlayStation Network where they can talk to people, okay. Games have their own in-game chats. What games to mobile and PC do they have that are multiplayer worth it to not need an outside app? Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be playing with people that you're on Discord with, which Xbox already has an integration with. Plus, they have their own in-game chat. So PlayStation is literally either A, just catching up to Xbox, because Xbox can already do it, or B, they're trying to do something bigger. So I put, it looks like that PC day and date is coming closer and closer. Now, I didn't say that it was coming to Steam. I wasn't arguing with what Hazardor's post was saying. Right. And Hazardor was coming at me saying, people are taking my, reporting of the news and trying to misconstrue it with something else, that PC day and date is coming. I'm like, okay, so far this generation, I have had maybe 3 or 4 predictions that either were off quite a bit or weren't 100% accurate, and I take that. I fully admit that. Perfect. Okay, but so far, out of how many predictions that I have made this generation, with Sony financial reporting, when I covered it 2 years ago, people were saying, "Oh, this ain't happening." What happened literally the next month? Another PC port came out. Yep. They still own Nixus, so they're still making PC ports. Nixus changed their title to saying, "Hey, we're still making PC ports."
Yep.
They're removing PC from everywhere else, but at the same time, this is not stopping single-player games from coming to PC.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what maybe Jason Schreier misinterpreted from what they were telling him. It was like, yeah, they're not going to Steam. So he assumed that PC, but there's other ways that you could get games. Maybe they have a deal with Epic, but the way that I'm seeing right now, I think the deal is going to be like a new app in which you can go ahead and purchase and play your PlayStation games on your PC. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think that's what they want. And I think it's a good move by PlayStation. By any means, go get your bread. Especially if you are in this situation that you find yourself like, with games flopping and losing money like that.
And as far as, what they got coming out this year, Wolverine and Soros, right? I've said it. Soros looks 100% better in every way over Returnal. 100%. Hands down, I have no doubt it's going to be a solid game. Whether it's going to do well or not, that still remains to be seen because it's a very niche genre. When it comes to Wolverine, that game is literally a reskin Spider-Man 2. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 was not it.
Yeah.
It's the biggest literal Marvel IP that they have, and the only thing that I think even beats it out is when you have things that incorporates all of the Marvel universe, like Marvel Avengers or Ultimate Alliance and things like that, where it has multiple characters, not just one.
Facts.
Okay, so people forget about that. So Wolverine is not going to hit as hard as people think it is. Aside from the fact that it's being literally a reskin Spider-Man 2 game. When have you ever known Wolverine to be a stealth character?
Nah, bro. Wolverine is all up in your face. You never don't still.
Exactly. And they're making him walk on wires and use his claws to climb up a building. Yeah, that's a cool mechanic, but he never was a stealthy character.
Yeah.
He didn't care because he regenerates so much. And
Yeah, he's
unless it
super
was
strong.
going against Sentinels or Magneto, he never
Yeah.
cared.
Even then, he just faced them face to face. I never seen him
Exactly.
like on some pussy shit like that.
So I'll agree with Effective on this one. Saros looks good.
Yeah, he
Wolverine
does.
is not going to hit.
Yeah. I don't know about Wolverine because just like if you think about it, the name could carry a lot of weight. One of my cousins' name is Kid Logan. So I know there's some like Wolverine fans
Oh,
out there.
I'm not saying it's not a popular one. It's just not as popular.
It's not Spider-Man popular, that's for sure. Spider-Man is like literally the most popular superhero now in modern times. So yeah, but I just hope that the game is good, bro. Just because I mean, if they bring it to PC by chance, you know, I may like or may not like it. It's there for me to access it, if anything. So I'm rooting for PlayStation, bro. People get it twisted. They think that I want PlayStation games to be bad. I just want it to be better because God of War 2018 put me to sleep. Dude, honestly, and people get mad and be like, "Oh shit, that shit!" Like, bro, it was boring. The combat, the best part of the game was the combat, and they don't let you fight that much. So I'm like, okay, like I want to fight. I don't want to do fucking puzzles. And look, I know Crimson Desert got some crazy ass puzzles. Uh, you know, I get it. But it's not the same. Can you fucking like fly in God of War? Can you do suplex people and do WWE moves? Can you use fire, ice, wind, and you know have like literally Shaolin monk techniques? No, you know what I'm saying. It's very limited when you compare one to the other one. Also, it's a big open world. You can do a bunch of shit from hunting to fishing to whatever. And then when it's time to do a puzzle, yeah, you go ahead, you get through a puzzle. That's it. The rest of the game is just like pure fun and gameplay, dude. You know, so I believe that Sony PlayStation can do better in the games in making less movies and more games. I think that's my criticism to them. I think Returnal is a good starting point because it's a game that I can see that they actually focus more on gameplay, and I like that. I'm into that shit. I'm into like, okay, I'm pressing buttons now. I'm catching a vibe. You know what I mean? But when you are like just like doing quick time events and shit, it just like gets boring. You know, it gets to like, okay, when is my time? Or fucking long ass cutscenes that last for like 20 minutes and you're stuck in there like watching somebody cry or something. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I want to watch a series, I you know, I go ahead and turn on my Netflix or something. Like I'm here to game, I'm here to press buttons, I'm here to like, you know, catch arthritis in my fingers, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So I think Sony PlayStation has potential to continue to be a giant in the industry. It's just that right now they don't seem to find a direction. They don't have a clear view of what they want to do. They are kind of scared to make the jump and be like, you know what, fuck it. Let's put out games where people play them. You know, and I think that's what they're lacking. And it goes to show like 70% of the marathon players play on PC. 70%. The rest is shared between PlayStation and Xbox. So the same thing happened with the Helldivers. Helldivers 2 was a game that was extremely successful on PC, not so much on the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? I believe that they need to be a little bit smarter about where they put the games. And the console sales, yeah, that's cool, but that didn't stop you from closing all the studios. That didn't stop you from laying off a bunch of people. Like literally, what was in it for you? You selling a bunch of consoles. So what after? Like, are you selling the games? Are you pushing content? Like that's what we want to see from PlayStation. Want to see a bunch of content from PlayStation. A lot of games should be like 4 or 5 games a year, not like 2 or 1 game a year. You know what I'm saying?
So
And first
I put
party.
out a poll, okay? You know, we can all agree that Xbox had its worst generational year in 2022. They released games, but none of them were first party,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And we all agree on that. Now, my question was, PlayStation has put out maybe 10 unique games, not including remakes and remasters this whole generation so far. At what point does a $900 console justify being bought when you're only going to be playing about 10 games a year on it?
Yeah, not
Or
even.
not 10 games a year, 10 games a generation.
Yeah,
At what point? Because even the PS4, when they started scaling back how many games they were pushing out, the PlayStation 4 still had over 200 titles that were unique to the PlayStation.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro, and that's one of the things that I believe that they can improve definitely. A lot of like games that they have planned on coming out have been pulled back, and
And they're talking about now that the PlayStation 6 is going to be coming out next year as well. No, they've already confirmed it's not going to be until 2029, 2030, which means you've got Wolverine and Sorrows this year. You've got maybe Fair Games if it ever comes out next year. They've got Intergalactic between sometime now and when the PS6 comes out. And that game's in development hell. And that means that they've only got 1 or 2 more games, possibly 3 in the pipeline between now and when the PS6 comes out, which means they're going to have a total of about 15 to 20 games for this whole generation that are quote unquote only PS5 exclusive. And most of them are already on PC anyway.
yeah.
So at what point are you going to stop glazing Sony and say, hey, buying a console for that amount of money is not worth the price?
Yeah. I don't know, bro. It feels like Sony PlayStation is more about like the culture and the reputation that they created over the years, rather than what they're doing at the moment. So I'll compare Sony PlayStation to the Yankees, the New York Yankees. New York Yankees have been amazing throughout generations, but today they ain't shit. You feel me? It's the same thing with Sony PlayStation. Okay, what about this season? What have you been doing? And Xbox has been criticized for lack of games and shit, but they fixed it. They fixed it, and now they have a bunch of games coming. They got remakes, remasters, they got new IPs, they got returning IPs, they got sequels, they got a little bit of everything. Not only that, they have all the gaming needs covered: RPGs, RTS,
And make no
shooters.
mistake, I am not against remakes and remasters. Okay, I am not. My problem with remakes and remasters is, are they playable on the current gen consoles? That is my big thing. I
Yeah.
don't want to see The Last of Us, which was a PS3 game. Let's not forget. That was a good remaster when they brought it to the PS4. That was fine. Perfectly fine. Not a great game, but perfectly fine. But then you go and you look at when they have the remake remaster of The Last of Us 1, and then within the same generation, they did The Last of Us 2 in the same generation, a remake and a remaster, and then they did a collector's edition. The collector's edition would have been fine if they hadn't already done it. They could have just sold what they had as a bundle, and they didn't. They charged you an entirely almost full price for both games.
Yeah,
So things
that is
like the
insane.
Oblivion remaster that Xbox did, that's perfectly fine. Everybody's wanting a Demon Souls remake, and they're refusing to do it.
It's been
I mean,
a
come
while.
on.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's like, okay, you're a remake remaster, and they closed the studio that did the remakes and remasters for them, Blue Point.
Yep. Which is extremely sad too, because I mean they were actually like, like doing their thing. Um Man, it's just I don't see PlayStation like how people, maybe Sony PlayStation fans, see it like at this like, oh, like destructive force, I feel like Sony PlayStation is extremely weak this generation, especially compared to Xbox. Look, like you drop a game like Marathon and you don't even put it in your PS Plus. What the fuck is even that? And then the game starts dying, and then when the game is dead and lacking players, that's when you're gonna put it on PS Plus, when nobody gives a shit about the game anymore. You know what I mean? When all the hype is gone. And I think that's what they're doing. They want you to buy the game, but they don't give a fuck about the game itself. They want you to spend the money, but they don't give a shit about the game. And I think that's something to take into consideration when it comes to like other companies. And I will put the example of Ubisoft, that they got a game and that game might drop like its ass, right? And then they continue to improve and work on the game and adding new features and putting love into the game, and then the game becomes something extraordinary, like Rainbow Six, like the Division 2. We got like, why can Sony PlayStation do the same shit? You know, that's that's one of my gripes with them. But then again, man, it is what it is, man. Like at the end of the day, none of that shit matters, because in the future, it doesn't matter what box you're choosing, you're gonna be able to access everything. Because I think that's the future. And I know a lot of people want Xbox to go back to exclusivity, and I don't know about us. How do you feel about that? Because I believe that Xbox is not gonna go back to exclusivity, at least not until next generation. I think next generation
I don't
they
think they're
might.
going to put that genie back in the bottle.
Yeah,
Games are played way more on PC. Without PC, they're going to lose a lot of faith with a lot of the customers that they have already. Because at that point, what's the point of the PC tier for Game Pass? You
yeah,
know?
but I mean, not PC, not pulling out from PC, because Xbox is literally PC. I'm talking about pulling out from PlayStation and all these ports that they're doing, like the Halo game and all of that. There is a rumor that Gears might be exclusive. I don't know for how long. But yeah, I mean, I don't see them going back to like. I think they're going to capitalize, the games that they release this generation, and maybe next generation they could probably surprise and be like, you know what, fuck it, buy our Xbox or get a PC. Maybe that's for next year. But now, the way I see it, they're trying to make as much money as possible. They're trying to keep these studios open. And this is the thing. Maybe one of those Sony PlayStation ports to Xbox could have saved Blue Point. You know what I'm saying? Maybe giving them an extra couple of years so they could work on a new project, release something, and see where it goes. But the fact that PlayStation don't give a fuck about that and they rather stay exclusive and watch the studios die, it's just a sad thing for gaming. I'm looking at it not from a PlayStation or an Xbox fan point of view that want exclusives for the consoles, because I mean that is gonna be forever stupid to me. But I'm looking at it from the point of view of a gamer that wants the games and want the games to be successful and want the people to be able to play these games as much as possible. Um, and
Now, I'll admit, I originally got the Last of Us 1 Definitive Edition because I was supporting the voice actors. Because people were saying that the writing was crap, and for the most part it is. But it's a halfway decent game, and it was new when it was introduced. It's been overdone, overused, and oversaturated God knows how many times over. But people, even on the Sony side, were giving death threats to the voice actress. Laura Bailey.
Crazy,
and that's just no bueno. Any way you look at it, hell no, don't do that. But at the same time, The Last of Us 2, it was nothing new. It was just more of the same.
Yeah,
Eyeball popping graphics, but it was more of the same. And then every single game that has released since has been the same format genre from PlayStation Studios. They haven't done anything else that is pretty much different. Yeah, you had Astrobot, which was a platformer, but it literally does nothing new.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something. There, we have another platform that released earlier, and it was Super Meat Boy 3D. And I mean, what is the glazing for this game? Because as far as I see it, it looks fucking cool. It's super difficult, and I mean, he plays nicely. So where's the love for this game? It has a 70 something on Metacritic as well. While Astrobot, and look, actually, Super Meat Boy 3D is very innovative in the way that they implement. The share how the fucking meatball fucking blows up and splatters all over. It's like a very nice
and I want to put this out there also. PlayStation is trying something new when they did the Sons of Sparta. Okay.
Yeah.
But they put that in the God of War universe because they're supposed to be playing young Kratos and how he became, the God of War that he is. The game as a standalone might have been all right. There's still problems with the game. It may be a halfway decent game, but putting it into the God of War universe, I I said the same thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. If it wasn't tied to Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 16, if it wasn't tied to the Final Fantasy universe, games would have been so much better. But the fact that they tied it with the universe, it felt very out of place. Did not fit in the genre for either of those two franchises.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, man. It feels like, we could talk about this on and on and on and on. But let me see what chat is saying. I'm interested to see what the fuck is going on with them. So we got Eternal D87. It's ironic how console players talk so much smack about PC when all their games is made from PC. And that's the truth. Like, I don't really understand this hatred that we're seeing from the Sony PlayStation fans now, taking it on the PC gamers, talking about my PlayStation 5 Pro is better than your PC and all of this shit when we know damn right that even an underpowered PC compared to the PlayStation 5 Pro gives you more flexibility. Games are cheaper on the PC, and you can do so much with a PC that you cannot do with the console due to limitations, right? And it's just insane to me that they're trying to compete in ray tracing now with PC, uh, just because they have a little upgrade in Cyberpunk that allows them to look at the water and see reflection. This is the Sony PlayStation fan in a nutshell. These are the type of gamers who see something like that, and that's it. PlayStation is the best because you can see a reflection in the water when it could be seen anywhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? That shit, we did that shit back when Cyberpunk released in 2020, dude.
And let's also not forget that path tracing, which is far superior to anything right now, has been in gaming with AMD from as early as the 2060 release. I don't know if path tracing was released at launch with the GPU. I'd have to look into that. But at the same time, the 2060s can do it. And we've had that well before because that came out in what, the PS3 generation, PS4 generation?
Mm-hmm.
And
PS4.
the PSSR2 is only just now getting it. And sure, it's a great upgrade for those who do play on console.
That's right.
But it's still not on par with a PC.
Yeah, I
Because
think that
I'll put it this way, Demo.
Yeah.
When you look at a game, okay, that is on the highest cinematic movie eye-popping graphics on the PlayStation, okay, a mid-range PC can do exactly what it's doing, 60 frames, no drops, no dips, things like that. The PlayStation will dip. But then the PC, when you put those same settings, cinematic movie graphics on a PC, you are getting above those 60 frames. So that's besides the point. But then when you look at it and you're talking about how, without frame gen, you're talking about native, sure, the PlayStation is going to run it better because it's internally upscaled to 4K. But if you're doing the same thing on a PC, you're getting a million more frames per second for that same stuff. So when you're comparing an upscaler to native, that's one, not a fair comparison because the PC is doing it with raw power rasterization. But then you're talking about how if you're going to compare apples to apples, the PC does it hands down better in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah. I mean,
if you're going to compare upscaling, you got to compare upscaling to upscaling. You're not going to compare upscaling to native.
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what they do.
And surprisingly enough, Crimson Desert on the highest PS5 settings does run native 4K. I did find that out.
I'm just going to say, bro, that you can't compare the way that I'm running this game right now to any console out there in the market.
And let's not forget that Crimson Desert running 4K native on the PS5 Pro.
Yeah.
It does lock it to 30 FPS as well.
Bro, 30 FPS, man. I'm getting like 144 FPS in here in this gameplay. Everything on ultra, cinematic textures. Man, they don't even know how it is. And it doesn't look good here because it's StreamYard. Also, you're not looking at it in the OLED that I have. because I'm playing this shit at 1440p, and I'm gonna tell you something about the 1440p resolution on PC. That shit look better than 4K on console because it actually has more resolution. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna get too much into it, but if you think the Cyberpunk Water looks good, wait until you play a game at 240 FPS, bro. Wait till you try that shit out. The moveness, the response, how just it's just a feeling. There's no way to explain it. I could sit here and try to explain to you, but you don't know unless you try it. And it's just something that consoles don't have right now because we barely have games that run at 120 FPS. And even if they say, oh, 120 FPS capable, when you go ahead and put the FPS counter, you're getting 105, 110, 115. You don't really get the actual shit that you're like, bro, this game that I was trying earlier, Power Boss, how many FPS I was getting? I had the counter on. I was getting 360 FPS on the last game that I was trying. Like, that's something that I can't explain to you. You have to see it for yourself. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and see an actual gaming PC performing. Not on this laptop, my homeboys, 1080 or nothing like that. No, go ahead and see an actual 5070, 5080, even a 4080, 4070, running these games. And, with a good CPU too, because people forget that all of that matters. Your RAM, your CPU, your motherboard, all of that shit. So when they compare PC to consoles, I'm like, bro, like, it doesn't even make sense to compare a Lamborghini to a Corolla. Doesn't make sense. I mean, you can hook up your Corolla and make it run as fast as a Lamborghini, but the Lamborghini stock is a beast. You know what I'm saying? And that's something they don't look stupid.
And that stock parts compared to what you can do aftermarket too.
Exactly.
And that's the whole point.
That's the whole point. The whole thing is, bro, like, enjoy your damn PlayStation, bro. But stop trying to compete with PC because it is not happening, bro. It is not happening. You're not seeing what I'm seeing, dude. Like, I could upload. Twitter sucks for videos. Every video that you see on Twitter is like low resolution as fuck. Looks terrible. Like, you have to actually see it in person. Even if you take a video, it's not enough. If you take a picture, it's not enough. You have to actually see it in person. So don't allow these people to tell you this and that. Understand, bro, that this is their reality. Like, that's it. There is no way that we can continue to discuss this. Is stupid. Really, really stupid to compare. Now, I would say this. Xbox and PlayStation, for being the price that they are, or the price that they were, do a good job, and you can perfectly play whatever game you want in those consoles. Even at 30 FPS, gaming is enjoyable to me because when you stop playing a game and stop counting the frames, it's when you start having fun. Like at the beginning, when you get a PC, you start seeing every game, how many frames you're getting and the shit. But it gets to a point that you're like, you don't care. The game is running fine. I'm having a good time playing it. I don't need to adjust shit. That's it. I don't need to have 300 SPX in every game, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just like kind of ridiculous that these guys get so stuck in these minor details that literally have no effect in your gaming experience or no significant effect in your gaming experience. A lot of console players play shooters at 60 FPS. Fine. Then they get mad and be PC gamers are cheating. No, they're seeing you faster. But when you pop your head, they already see you. You have to wait until your Xbox or PlayStation gets there so that you can see them. But they're already seeing you. They're already seeing you. It's already happening for them. And that's the part that they don't understand. Who killed me? He's cheating. No, he's seen you a long time ago, bro. He's like, on the Corolla and they are on the Lamborghini. It's simple. It's simple. Okay. Not to mention that we have many tools on PC to get better at games, like aim labs. I know they have it on console, but it's not even a comparison about of the things that you can do and how much you can practice your aim on PC. Everybody knows this. In fact, one of the things that that you watch any streamer, that is competitive. One of the things that tell you want to get good at shooters, get on PC. That's it. And it's just because all these things.
And look, PC guys, we know we have the best of everything that a game has to offer when it comes to PC. There's nothing that a console can do that can come close to a PC. Let's make no words about that.
Yeah.
Now, console advancements, yeah, sure. They're becoming more like PCs day by day in every aspect. Graphics, gameplay, fidelity, all that stuff. But it's still outdated hardware that can only go so far. Okay? It's designed from the ground up to be an outdated hardware when it comes out, and that's not a bad thing. Okay? But that's why you have to buy the next PlayStation, buy the next Xbox, because you have to, technology keeps moving forward. When it comes to a PC, you don't always necessarily have to do that.
Nope.
Now, when it comes to getting into the console space, we don't care about what consoles can or can't do 9 times out of 10, but it's when people who don't know tech, like Craig Harris, who's on Boardwalk's channel that one time, and yeah, they called him out for it. You know, I'll give them that. They did say to stop that. You know, there's the full clip out there. And then you have other things like people saying, "Oh, I've seen, you know, my PS5 Pro do things that a 4090 can't do." No, that's not true at all whatsoever. Because literally, if you ever look into a dev kit for a PlayStation or an Xbox, 99% of the game can be developed on PC. The only thing ever that is needed for the dev kit is for the publishing and to make sure that the console can run it without crashing, which technically you can still do on a PC.
Yeah.
But you can't publish it. And that's the only thing.
Oh, Desire was here for the second. We didn't know. 12:18. But he didn't jump him. Shout out to Desire. I don't know if you're watching, dude. Like, I just seen your message right now. We're so into the conversation. But I want to say shout out to Effective 4583, man, with the 2. He says Sony exclusives are better than Microsoft games all day. That is subjective, man. Like some people will
Very
like
subjective.
the PlayStation games, and some people will like the Xbox games better. That's just like something that is just a matter of taste. I know plenty of people who enjoy the Xbox games more, like Halo and Gears. Even some of the PlayStation fans love this shit more than Sony PlayStation games, and vice versa. You know, you have the Xbox guys who die on that hill that The Last of Us and God of War are the shit. And at the end of the day, who am I to tell people what to enjoy and what they're supposed to
I'll
like?
be right back.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like it's just a matter of taste, man. Like, I would say that critically acclaimed games, PlayStation, yeah, they're more critically acclaimed also because they get a lot of benefits. Like Marathon now didn't. It's funny. Marathon didn't get the reviews like after a month after being out. I've never seen that shit in any Xbox games. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they buy people to review their games. I'm not so sure. But let me get on with the shot, man, and see what y'all being super active in here.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Y'all being super active in here. Let me go ahead and see what the fuck is going on. Desired, I think it was here, but I think he left. Let me go ahead and send him a message real quick.
You rock with the chat. I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So we got Dr. Scotzy in the house. Sony's PC launcher angle, 2-inch, $100 exclusive a year. Good luck with that. Yeah, demo. I'm one of those people that won't touch Epic, even if they give away free games. That's what I was at. I'll buy Returnal for $40 if it came to Xbox tomorrow. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Returnal is a game that I'll probably pay like $10-15 for it now, honestly. Sanchez MTZ Gaming, PlayStation is dead after all these L's. Marathon might be the nail on the coffin, or Fair Games might do it. Yeah, Fair Games is not doing good. I feel like Marathon is on the decline. Maybe a new season will bring back some of the players that liked it and left. But like I said, the game
Desire
has a
said he
bunch
had to
of
go
issues.
because his son fell.
Oh, okay. Got it. So yeah, man, that's a extremely sad situation for Marathon. We'll see how it ends up. Eternal D87, the hell with Epic. Oh shit. E ranks. I'm always snatching those free Epic games. Not me too, man. That's I got the yesterday's 2 games and they sucked, but I still got them. Sanchez NTC as well. I bought Returner for $20 on Steam sale and waste the money. Only play it for 30 minutes. Yeah, I mean that's what happened. I hate but like this is another thing that I want to talk about. Like a lot of people buy games based on the hype that they see around, a game rather than is this something that I truly want to play. Like I bought Crimson Desert because I knew it was $70. It was a steep price to pay, but I knew that I was gonna like this game just because I've seen so much about it, and every time that I've seen it, I like it. I like it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I bought it because I wanted to play it, not because I watched a review and or somebody talk about the game and I like what they had to say about the game. And then when you go ahead and try the game is not for you because then again, everybody like what they like and not necessarily we don't have to like agree, right? In everything. So that's what I do. I buy a game if I'm willing to pay the $70 because I know that this is something that I will finish. This is something that I will, get. I mean, sinking a bunch of hours. There's some other games that I buy that I usually buy on the sale that I'm not so sold on them, but I'm willing to try it out for that price, and that's different. But when you spend like, and that's when you get the disappointments. Oh, I bought this game and I don't like it, bro. Like, why? Like, you don't like RPGs. You don't like talking to NPCs. You don't. You don't like doing fetch quests. You don't like puzzles. You know what? Why do you get into this shit? Your shit is Call of Duty and Fortnite, bro, or FIFA. Like, why don't you stick to the shit that you like? I know you want to open up your mind to new things, but think about the things that you're getting yourself into, what it requires you to do. Like, this all comes down to ignorance, right? The people are ignorant about the games. And thank you, Game Pass. Game Pass really helped me define myself as a gamer and understand the type of games that I like and the type of games that I stay away from. You know, and that's because I tried so many of them: beat 'em ups, RTS, FPS, third person shooter, looter shooter, extraction, puzzle, whatever. There's some turn based, and you after trying all these different games, you sort of know which ones you like, which ones you don't, you know, and if you haven't had the opportunity to try these many games out, it's hard for you to really know what you like and what you don't, you know? Like, that's just my 2 cents on it. So I believe that people should stop buying games based on hype and buying based on what you really like. This is something that I like. This is something that I'm going to play rather than, oh, everybody's playing this. I should jump in the fun. Okay, yeah, I should. But first off, let me see if this is the type of shit that I like. It doesn't make any sense. Uh, PlayStation ain't leaving PC. Fanboys are buying the games right now. They don't want less money. I mean, there you go. Well, PlayStation 5 has an issue where the liquid metal cooling solution is permanently damaging systems and cannot be fixed as it is a design flaw. Shout out to XCS432. Thank you for coming through, homie. Yeah, I mean, they do have that problem, but I think that it might be in the long run, but a lot of PlayStations are doing good. So I think it's a problem, but not like the red ring of death type problem. Lycos 45 saying only way I would use the PlayStation PC app is if they do like Xbox, play anywhere with the PlayStation game I already bought. But if not, then I won't touch that app either. Bars, Lycos, and I think that's great. And I think that's what the PlayStation fans should want. A lot of people die on the hill that the best combo for gaming is a PC and a PlayStation. I can disagree with that. But now if that PC and the PlayStation, you can go back and forth between the games you own in both platforms. That makes it way better. And that's exactly what Xbox is trying to do. Because I bought Crimson Desert on the Xbox, and I'm playing it on the PC. I'm not playing it on my Xbox right now because it's broken. I need to fix it. But when I get my Xbox, I'm gonna be able to continue my quest from where I left off on my Xbox and vice versa on my PC. And that's the one reason why I bought it in the Xbox store and not on Steam. So you really understand what Xbox is coming from. It's giving you the accessibility and the flexibility, and that way they gaining a customer, a sale. You know, it might, I don't know, it might lose some money in a way because I didn't double dip, but at the end of the day, I bought the game, which is what they initially want. They want you to buy the game at least once. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to buy a game and having to buy the same game in different platforms when, like, god damn it, it's like, I don't know, like it's weird. You know, like you bought that shit, it's yours. Like, why do you have to buy, like, this is the way it should work. I bought Crimson Desert. I should be able to play this game wherever it is available because I own a copy of it. So I should be able to play the PC version. I should be able to play the Nintendo Switch version if there's any. I should be able to play the mobile version if they got one coming. I should be able to play the Steam, Epic, whatever version, whatever the fucking game exists. I'm supposed to like log in with my account and be able to access my content because god damn it, I bought that shit. You know what I mean? So that's the way that I see it. Effective 458 saying Wolverine 3 to 5 million. Okay, 3 to 5 million Wolverine is gonna sell. That seems about fair.
I said
Matt,
2 to 3 million.
yeah, 3 to 5 is not a bad number though. But let's see. Wolverine is not Spider-Man exactly. So Wolverine has gone on covert ops missions a lot through what do you mean? Talking about the stealth shit.
Oh, we were talking about how comparing what Wolverine's character is to the way Spider-Man 2 plays. Uh, with the leaks from Insomniac, we were talking about how Wolverine is crawling on a high wire and being stealthy when you're playing as a single character.
Sanchez MTC game is saying, will Wolverine be able to jump through or will he be like Kratos? Oh shit. We'll see. I think Wolverine will be able to jump, maybe. You can even jump in God of War, says Riot Gaming. That's true. Uh Jules saying they just need more narrative new titles. I think so. I think PlayStation really needs to go back to like bringing new games like they were doing in the PlayStation 4. But all they're doing right now this generation is like basically remastering the generation of the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5, and it looks like people are not really buying into it anymore. My favorite Marvel characters are Deadpool, Wolverine, and Iron Man. I like Deadpool, man, and Iron Man is cool as well. I like Wolverine as well, bro. Um, Dr. Scott C saying timing button presses while you watch movies is the worst. I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I really like it. It's not a bad thing in certain games. I didn't think that it was really bad in Final Fantasy 7 remake. I don't think it was that bad there, but in some other games, it's just like obnoxious.
Did you finally beat it?
Yeah, I beat it.
Okay.
Yeah, I beat it. I'm looking for Rebirth when they do the Xbox Everywhere version. I pick it up so that I can go back and forth with my Xbox and PC. That's what I'm waiting, and that shit is coming in the summer too. Because this one narrative game per year is very restricting. I agree with that, and they're so short too. You can finish that shit in at least God of War. You can finish it in like 20-25 hours. And the rest of the games are really short, and it's just like, okay, like what do we play for the rest of the year? I feel you. Not buying a PlayStation 5 for Wolverine, only PC and Xbox for me. Yeah, not buying a PlayStation 5. We got Scenes Here's in the house. Howdy folks and fellow hookers. Happy Friday. Let's go. I used to have a PSN for the on PC client to play their games in the cloud without having to have a PlayStation console. I canceled it when the app updated and froze my PC. Yeah, they seem to be having a bunch of issues with it now. We got Lycos, Power Balls. Wolverine is the best at what he does, whether it be going on stealth killing or going into a fray. But to say he don't do stealth stuff is false. Okay. Let me see. Only PlayStation.
He was talking about
Yeah, the
Wolverine
Wolverine
being a
stealth
part
game.
of X Team. Yeah, when he's part of a team, he does stealth because he's pretty much immortal. None of the rest of them are. But when he
Yeah,
goes in
so,
solo, he doesn't care. He just barrels in
yeah,
9 times out of 10.
yeah. And this is a Wolverine solo game. I wonder if they would have if it would have make it better if they have more of the X-Men in the game as a playable characters or DLC or something. That could be cool. Only PlayStation game I like is Days Gone, but Ponies didn't support their exclusive game, and Sony canceled Days Gone too. Yeah, I had good things about Days Gone. I'll give it a shot. I seen them in sale on Steam for like $10 sometimes, so I might pick it up. Um, Hence why my PlayStation 5 is a third party machine for me. Um, I'm way more excited for the Xbox side of gaming than PlayStation. Yeah, it'll be like really disingenuous, right, to say that you're not excited for the Xbox side of gaming when they are dropping, new Halo, dropping Gears, Fable, Clockwork Revolution, State of Decay 3 had like a preview or something, Forza Horizon. Yeah, it's a lot of like, to talk about when it comes to the Xbox side of things. Uh, Fair Games could be the final nail on the coffin for PlayStation. They're losing too much money after Concord and Marathon. Yeah, they lost another 200 million for Concord, which is it should be painful for them, man. Ponies like watching movies, good graphics, easy familiar gameplay, and lots of cutscenes. Watching is the opposite of my gaming taste. And dude, that's what it is. The Sony PlayStation console is dedicated to more casual gaming, while the Xbox and the PC is more for like hardcore dedicated, fan base. I think that the thing about Sony games is like it's super easy for the journalists to complete. They short, they don't overstay their welcome, and as a result, the people who review the game don't really get mad like they did with Crimson Desert. Because the people who review Crimson Desert, like, well, I got 3 weeks to review this game, but I have 200 hours and I'm still in the first part of the game. Like, I can understand how, as a reviewer, and you have to finish the game before you review it, how that could be frustrating because you got a bunch of hours in the game and you're not able to finish it. But then again, this is not a game that is for you to finish in one sitting. This is a game that you're supposed to play like an MMO and log in every fucking week and you go get hundreds and hundreds of hours. I'm about to hit 100 hours and I'm still in the first part of the game, in the first section. And I'm not even mad because my character is now super strong. I'm shooting shit out of my fucking swords. I got elemental powers. Like literally, I feel the progression.
It-
I don't need.
I was on a friend's channel that I mod for on Twitch side. She's primarily a Pokemon player. Mostly, she does Nuzlocke. I did a generation race with her at one point. And we were talking about how I think it was her brother or one of her friends was playing Crimson Desert on a 4090. And it turns out, all of a sudden his computer just randomly shut down.
Oh shit!
And he takes very good care of his PC. And all of a sudden, when he turned it back on, his internals, because he has a glass side panel, he saw a fire inside of his PC, so he hasn't gotten it back yet.
Holy fuck! That's
So yeah,
crazy.
and that was a 4090.
Yeah.
I don't know what
But
settings he was playing on, but damn.
but that's an issue that the 4090 always had. They catch fire.
Oh
Everybody
really?
knows
I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. The cables catch fire. Yeah, I've seen a couple of 4090s being getting burned, especially in the connectors. Yeah, so I mean it goes down to like what type of cooling you have and all that. So you gotta be extremely careful, especially because this game is like really, really heavy. But honestly, bro, it's been running super smooth in my PC, man. Like I no complaints. It's so butter smooth all the time. And as you can see here on screen, There's a lot of fire. I got ray tracing, path tracing on. Look at all the shit. Look at all this shit happening. The game is running smooth. I'm not dropping a frame here, bro. It's fucking like I said. You are gonna have to go ahead and see it in actual good PC running. And yeah, but like back to what I was saying, like a game like Crimson Desert gives you a bunch of fucking content, and reviewers don't like that shit. They like the short and sweet PlayStation games that you can finish in like 2 3 days. That way you can go back and play the games you want to play, or go review another game. So yeah, this game is a pain in the neck for the reviewers. Also because the puzzles are extremely challenging. I'm not gonna lie, I've been doing the puzzles with a guide. This is a game that you're not gonna do the puzzles by yourself. That would take you a bunch of fucking extra hours that I don't have, bro. To figure out how to do shit. Like the first couple of puzzles are hard, but then after you realize how the game works, it's literally like putting two and two together and getting used to it, and then you become more proficient at. But I totally recommend you. If you're playing this shit, bro, at least use a guide for the puzzles, for the fighting and the bosses and that. I don't think you need it. I've seen a lot of people saying this boss is extremely hard and all that shit, but like I go ahead and kick the ass really quick, and I'm like, yo, like you guys even like, what the fuck? You guys even try? But then again, I'm also like a veteran when it comes to playing RPGs like Skyrim, Fallout, and all these type of games. I know how to get powerful. I know how to fuck around with builds, and I pay attention, which is why you see me that I have a lot of power here because
Okay.
I
I
mean, it's just like in Elden Ring. If you know what you're doing, you don't need all the fancy skills, upgrades, and weapons. It
yeah.
just means that the fight is going to take longer if you're that good at dodging.
Yeah, but in this game, you definitely every enemy is a puzzle. They all have like their weaknesses and shit. But yeah, it's definitely fun, bro. Totally recommend it, man. Can't really stress enough how much I love this fucking game. I don't want to glaze it too much. Um, Ponies like watching movies, good graphics. Okay, I already seen that one. Let me see. In my opinion, zombie games and movies are overrated. The only zombie style content enjoy is the zombies mode in various Call of Duty titles. I'm not really a fan of zombies, but I know a couple of games that I like. I like Call of Duty Zombies, for example. I like the State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition. I played the shit out of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of, I got into the State of Decay 3 beta.
really? Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I'm in the Discord and everything.
Wow, did you try that yet?
I haven't gotten the code yet. Once you're in the Discord, they randomly select times to give the codes out, and
Oh
it's not
yeah,
guaranteed that you'll get one. So I may just be sitting there till the game releases, but I am in the queue, so I am
you're in the
somewhere
queue.
in there.
Yeah, I
And
heard they
there's
had a
people
lot
that are
of
after me
people.
too. Oh
They,
yeah,
they
there's a ton of people in there. Oh my god,
Yeah, so that shit is
and
probably
all
gonna
super
slap when it
helpful.
releases. Yeah. They're giving the devs the proper feedback to make it better. Replace a mouse PI drop next week. Am I a busy hook? I'm be a busy hooker, not as busy as the hooker named Shan is one of them street corners, but busy nonetheless. Shout out to yeah. Replace that one is dropping on Xbox Game Pass. Mouse PI for hire. That one looks cool too. I want to try it out. But I'm so caught up on Crimson Desert that I'm not thinking about nothing else until I'm done with this game. That's just the truth. I want to finish it. When I finish, that's when I start playing and going back to games that I need to finish. Yada yada. Um, for people how like movies, for sure. I gave up on ND and Uncharted 3. I want to play.
Naughty
Mm,
Dog.
no, Naughty Dog. Right. Let me see. Wow, you guys going crazy with the chat, bro. Oh, god damn it. Jesus Christ. This is a lot of fucking comments, you guys. Um, we got this one by Rare Gaming, but Divash told me PlayStation 5 Pro is a 59. Yeah, right, bro. Come on, man. Keo Walker in the building has to go and play. He said their kids are not needed as much for Xbox since you can put a console into their mode for game testing. And now for the next generation on Xbox, it won't be needed at all because they can just like develop their games on their PC and automatically they develop them for Xbox. That's what they're trying to do. That's actual smart delivery right there. The industry is going to do everything it can to keep Marathon in the green. Not sure it's going to work, especially if TAS is out. Yeah, they try to do the best to glaze Marathon, but the players are speaking. You know what I'm saying? Perfect Dark canceled. Yeah, that's right. Dark got canceled. That's one game. Sony canceled 10. That's crazy. I would say Xbox cancel, Everwild. They cancel Perfect Dark. What else did they cancel?
Scalebound.
Scalebound.
Contraband.
Yeah, they both gonna cancel games, bro. It is what it is.
It
But
happens.
they
It's
do
part of the
have a
business.
bunch of games coming out. They do have a bunch of games coming down. Okay. Holy shit. You guys are going crazy here, man, in the chat, man. Really appreciate you guys and the love, man. But anything else that we gotta talk about, Power Buzz? Anything new that we haven't talked about in the show? I know you want to talk about your.
Did you just hear about Nintendo's next $80 game?
No.
Elden Ring Artist Edition.
Okay, hold on. So Elden Ring is gonna be $80 in the Super Nintendo.
On the Switch too. Yep. It comes with all the DLC, but there's no option to buy it without. It is the one version with all the DLC, and that is it. $80.
That is a fucking
and
scam,
it plays
bro.
worse than every other platform that it's on.
Oh, no,
and
so
it's also 4 years later.
So they selling you the Ultimate Edition, right? Basically.
Tarnished Edition, yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking disgusting. Come on.
No,
man,
Night Rain is a separate game. Night Rain is not part of it.
Oh shit. Nah, bro, I don't know what to tell you. It's an old game already, you know?
Exactly. And they're charging $80 for it.
That's crazy. I don't like that shit, man. I think that shit is disgusting. I think that's disgusting, honestly. Down $80 for Elden Ring. God damn. I don't know.
Let's put this out there, okay? You know, we talk about Concord and we laugh at its failure. The game released. Let's make no words, mince words about that, okay? It did come out. It wasn't that good. People backlashed on it, whatever. But at the same time, what game has Xbox released that has been so bad that they've had to pull it off the shelves and cancel it? We got one. But guess what? The game is still playable. And it got better over time. And that was Redfall.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, Nintendo.
And let's be fair. Redfall is probably Xbox's worst game this generation.
Yeah, no, it is definitely.
If not the worst game ever from Xbox.
Yeah, I think so. I think Redfall, definitely one of the worst Xbox games. But it isn't truly that bad now if you play, you know?
Yeah, it got a 60 FPS update, less bugs, even though there are still some bugs. It's not the greatest game in the world, but it is still playable.
Yeah, I would say it's a 6 out of 10. 5
and there's
out of 10,
also the one shooter game that you brought up on C Money's channel. What's it called? What hero shooter is that?
Fair Games?
No. Came out on Xbox that you can still play.
Yeah. The one from Ninja Theory.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the game. Yeah, but I was able to play the other game.
That's not the greatest game in the world, but it's still playable.
Nah, that game was actually fun, bro. I forgot the name, but it was like an Overwatch clone, right?
Yeah. I can't think of the name right now either.
But it was Melee.
Yep.
Yeah. Nah, man. Like, you know, I would say the Redfall was definitely the worst Xbox game that I played because I actually liked what's the other game? Crackdown a lot. I like all the Crackdowns. Actually,
I like all three Crackdowns. Yeah.
It was fun, especially in co-op. You get to do all the missions and shit. Now it wasn't the hit that the original Crackdown was, but but definitely it's playable. And if you still want to do the missions and single player campaign, it's there. And they even have a PC version now that they added later, and now you're able to play it on PC. As I burned this motherfucker because it was trying to hit me with an axe, and I burned this other asshole here too. Oh shit, I didn't. He didn't. Oh, I run out of fucking arrows here. I'm looking at the gameplay and be like, bro, this shit is so much fucking fun, so much fucking fun, bro.
I can't wait to
Look at this
eventually get
guy.
into it myself.
No, bro. I added some other shit to my sword that it rains fire from the sky on the
Oh,
enemies.
nice.
So I got the orbs, I got the crow, the crows, you know, that they fly towards you too, and I got the other shit that shoots shit.
I'm really looking forward to getting into this.
Yeah. Now what I'm gonna do, because I have it on the great sword, I'm gonna do a wield.
Okay.
That's my
okay.
setup. I'm gonna do a wield, and in one side I'm gonna have like some stuff, and in the other sword I'm gonna have some more stuff. It's gonna be like I don't know, like playing Vampire Survivor. In this bitch, gonna be like crazy.
Oh, that's another game. Vampire Crawlers.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, what's up
That
with
game, I played the demo of it during C Money's last show. My God, the game is fun as hell. You
Oh,
like
shit,
vampire
let's check
games,
it
you
out.
like roguelikes, and you like card games, it's for you. If you just like Vampire Survivors, it's still for you because you still have to think of how to do things. You want to talk about Slay the Spire levels? Yeah, this hits. And it's not completely, 2D. You actually move around in a 3D space too.
Nice.
It's actually really good. Vampire Crawlers, the turbo card game from the Vampire Survivors devs.
Damn.
If you haven't checked it out, there's a demo both on Xbox and on Steam. I recommend it. The game, when that comes out, is going to be a massive hit. I'm calling it now. That game is fun.
No. Look at this asshole. Boom. Bro, this game is fire. Get out of here.
Yeah, the Crackdown one is free on the Xbox Store still, I think. And 3 is on Game Pass. I'm not sure about 2.
Fire.
But I have all 3
sounds
of them,
good,
so
sounds
I'm
good,
not worried
sounds
about
good.
it.
Sounds good.
And I love
Man.
the little tips and tricks that you can do with that little grappling arm of yours.
Oh yeah, no, I
Really
got
fun.
like a get over here type shit that you pull the enemies and then you throw them in the ground. You can use the grapple to close your distance on them. You can use the grapples to transfer your power to it, and it's sort of like a force that it push them away and stuff. Bro, this
Okay.
game has so many mechanics, and some of them
Damn.
you're fighting and you forget about things that you do, and you're like, oh shit, I remember I can do this shit, I can do the other, and it's just like. This is like what video games is all about, discovery. And I think this was like the one thing that I love about this game is like how you can discover and make shit work in the way that you want. You can play everything the way you want, even puzzles. You can solve some puzzles the way that you want. You know, like you can make it work. It's like, oh, can I do this? Oh shit, I can. You know, that right here there for me is what hits. Look at the fucking destruction in this game as well. How everything falls,
And the fact
bro.
that when things break and fly and hit you, that it
They
actually
do
causes
damage
it.
to you. Yeah,
Yeah. So
they
you
do
have to
damage
be
to you.
careful about what you're exploding, especially if you're too close to it, like an exploding barrel. That's just wild.
No, bro, and
Hey,
the
what's up,
grappling
Gage? Welcome in.
techniques, everything is. Ooh, you can do DDTs on the motherfuckers, close lines. I mean, come
I
on,
will
bro.
say, as far as like realistic goes,
Nah.
I will say, for things like running and jumping and RKOing and doing the WWE style stuff, the only thing that I'll say is, can you imagine trying to do that in that heavy armor?
Nah, yeah. Nah, but
I
this
mean,
is a video game. It
no,
has
I know that. I know that.
okay, so I like the balance that it has in realism. So
Yes.
it's realistic in the way that the world works and the physics and shit, but
And
it's
then you can
still
do it on like one of
fiction.
those towers, and when you
Yeah,
RKO them, it collapses
yeah,
the tower.
exactly. So it has like a good balance. Okay, so it works. Look at this. Look at this. Get over here. Boom.
Nice.
Look, suplex and a beauty. In this one, boom, Poppy. This game is insane, though. It's just like so much fun. It feels like a fighting game, literally, like a 3D fighting game.
Yep. And the story isn't that great, but it was never meant to have a good story because it was
Bro,
originally
I'm
designed
gonna
as an
tell you
MMO.
this. I'm gonna tell you this. The story get better and better and better the more
Oh, I'm
you
sure it
play.
does.
But the fact that it is a slow burn because it has so many things and so many systems and that's why
Yeah,
it
yeah.
takes a long time for you to understand how everything in the game works. And they're explaining to you everything, even though there's some shit that they could do a better job explaining. That's one of my gripes with the game. They should explain. Look at how the amount of enemies on my mini map, bro. Um, they should explain things better, especially in some puzzles and shit. I had to like do them with the guide. It would have taken me like many more hours to do the puzzles, and that's the one thing that I don't like about the game. So the puzzles, and I know some people enjoy that shit, right? But I don't like the puzzles too much. So that's the point that I deduct from the game, and to make it a 9 out of 10 for me, not a 10 out of 10 the puzzles. If I don't have to do that many puzzles. But then again, it makes sense because you are discovering new items, discovering new powers. It should be challenging. The fact that they hid the fucking powers, the elemental powers behind, they put it behind the puzzles wall. You have to complete the abyss puzzles if you want to unlock your elemental powers. Okay, so that's the one thing that I hate about it. But then at the same time, I understand from the uh game design point of view, like you wanna make players wanna get something, be excited. Okay, shit. And also the other thing that I would say is like they don't explain that in the game. You have to do these puzzles if you want to get the elemental powers. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
like
right.
discovery.
You know how many
So
times will we be
I'm
like,
I'm looking
happy.
forward to getting into it. Yeah.
I'm happy because of the community. They've done a great job. Like every time they find something, they post it. Every time they do something, they post it. So everybody's like, okay, now, oh shit, this is how it works. So yeah, it definitely helps. So like, I got my homeboy here. He wants to play the game and do everything on his own. And I told him, you're cooked. You are fucking cooked. You're eventually gonna have to resort to a guy because this shit it gets harder and harder. And I believe this was like make a video game made for people who were really going to be dedicated to this game for many years. And mark my words, we're gonna see more discoveries the more time it passes in this game. More and more
I have
I
a
mean,
discoveries.
wonder
I
thing.
enjoy puzzles. I like figuring things out for myself. I'm not
Oh,
above using a guide, but at the same time, you're also talking to somebody who, when the DLC for Expedition 33 came out, I spent 6 hours on that final boss alone.
yeah, I mean, go
So
ahead and have fun,
yeah,
Power Balls. I don't have that much time in my hands to be trying to figure shit out because I'm telling you, it's not only one puzzle. It's like to unlock the elemental abilities, you have to do like 10 puzzles and they're hard, like environmental puzzles that you have to like turn on shit, move it from one side to the other one. Also, you need to have the required abilities to do some puzzles. So I mean, I suggest you to go in there when you are in the elemental things, when you're about like in chapter 7, chapter 6. I would say chapter 6. Yeah, chapter 6, 5 is when you can go ahead and try to do those. But it's definitely super challenging. Even with a guide, you can get lost, bro. Like I'm not kidding. This shit is on some other level. These people really thought it through. And I don't know, bro. It's just like mesmerizing, bro. I love this fucking game. Game of the year for me right now. There's really like Fable is gonna have to come like really strong for to take the crown away from this one. Fable and every other game, Gears,
so
everything.
many good games this year. So many.
Yeah, but definitely looking forward, man, to playing all these amazing games that are happening. And no, Ryer, I won't get good at puzzles because I use that part of my brain for real life. When I want to play games, I want to fucking mash, like like demonstrate my motor ability to press buttons in a sequence. That's what I like. The puzzles, all of you nerds can go ahead and solve it in my stead. That's that's my motto, bro. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys coming to the show. Thank you for so much for hanging out with me and Power Bus today. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Stay off of Twitter, bro. These motherfuckers be like looking at water and shit, bro. Go out. It's springtime here in South Florida. So I'm heading out, going to go to the pool. I'm gonna go to the gym. I got shit to do later
I'll be
on
hopping on
with
my
kid.
Xbox and playing more Starfield and all sorts of other games that I got in my backlog. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna play today, honestly, because I got all of that shit to do. And also I had some stuff for work that I had to do, so it might take me a few hours. I might be cooked by the time that I'm done, but
Now,
it
if I'm
is
not
what it is.
mistaken, C Money said that he is not going to be doing a stream tonight, but he will be game streaming and Night Quest tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out
I
to
think.
Simone and Doodle and
Yeah.
Hargi, man.
Shout out to
Really
them.
miss,
Shout out to all of them.
really miss being in the show with them, but it's humanly impossible for me to look. I'm gonna tell you a secret, Rhea. I didn't sleep last night. All right, my kid woke up. He was dreaming. He was crying. We were worried. And when shit like that happen, it fucks you up for the next day, man.
Oh, yeah. Life happens, man. I don't blame you.
And then doing the show and having to stay there up night, and then getting up early to work on Saturdays as well, finishing up late. It was taking away too much time away from me and my family. Besides me doing this and besides me being a content creator and shit, because honestly, I'm super like caught up with time, man. Super caught up with time, working from sun up to sundown every day, and I still coming over here and try to be steady with my show and do bringing it to you every Friday, even when I'm fucked and I'm tired and I literally need to recover. Boy, man, I love you guys, man, and I love doing this shit for you. I love coming over here, getting on the mic, and giving you a couple of hours of entertainment whatever the fuck that you're doing when you're playing at work, with your, you know what I mean, like outside, whatever, home board, who cares, man? I really appreciate you guys tuning in, bro, and hanging out with us. So the one thing that I'll ask you though is hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. That's the last thing that that's the best way to help me. Just hit the
Hey,
like button,
Bounty
share
gifted
the love.
5 memberships. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Holy shit, Bounty with the 5 memberships. Let's go, homie. That's fucking amazing. Reforged don't approve. Shout out to you, homie. I really appreciate you, but it's time for us to get the hell out of here and get going. Power Bus, what the fuck is going on with you? What you been up to? And where
I'm
people
still
can
waiting
find
on
you.
getting my computer back. It's
my
been a
God.
little over a month now. I did go and see the guy. He hadn't been able to take a look at it yet. Been playing on my Xbox more, watching One Piece, the anime. After I finished watching the live action with the wife.
Oh, you got into it?
I'm on episode 111 right now.
Wow. Okay.
She's a little bit farther than I am because she watches it while she's at work. But I've been playing back on my Xbox more and playing games and doing whatever I can. I'm just waiting to get my PC back so I can play even more. Missing my Minecraft.
Hold on. You watching One Piece, the anime you started from the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Baba. You're gonna be watching that shit for years, man. That's
my younger son has watched the entire thing about 3 times over now.
Holy shit. Okay, look. I watched the whole thing. I'm caught up until he well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think I stopped watching once he got into one of the big fights, and then he went to another island. So I stopped watching there. I'm waiting for the episodes to come up to a decent amount, maybe like, I don't know, like 60, 70. And then I can go ahead and pick it up where I left off. Because I do like to binge watch One Piece. And I haven't watched season 2. I'm waiting for me to have some free time to watch it with my lady. Because she liked the first season.
2 ends about episode between 70 and 80-ish.
Oh, okay.
And for the most part, it's pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few minor changes that I picked out, but none of the changes are bad. Nothing that they've done so far.
And the characters are pretty good too. The characters are pretty good, yeah.
Absolutely, they are.
Which one is your favorite character?
So far, I would probably have to say Zoro.
I
Zora?
knew,
Zora?
bro. I knew it.
The
So,
wife's favorite character is Sanji.
of course, the ladies' man.
Okay,
Yeah.
there were
Yeah,
two-
yeah.
there were
Yeah.
two line items.
Nah, I like, bro. I like all of them, but I think really, I don't know if you met him. Frankie is an underrated one. It's funny as fuck. Wait till you fucking
No, I
see
haven't
it.
gotten to Frankie
You haven't
yet.
seen Frankie?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
It was suggested
Nah, I like
maybe
Frankie. I like
just
Brooke.
sit
I like all of them, bro. They're really fun. Even the girls are fun. I love One Piece, bro. It's just too damn long.
But I'll be
bro.
playing Starfield later today. As soon as we end the show, I'll be
Fire.
on my Xbox. Maybe play some other games here and there too. I did go back to Assassin's Creed Black Flag too.
Ooh, oh, there's some news about it,
Let's see.
about the remake.
She went to
Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to the remake only because of they said that they're trying to make it more modernized.
Mm.
I don't
So
know
they
in
got
what
rid of
ways yet.
the old
So
systems and shit. They were
some
like-
things they're getting rid of. Yeah, I don't know what though, but I have the original, both on disc and on my Xbox Game Pass. So
2026.
I'm playing the original. Plus, I have all the DLC.
People say Mortal Shell is getting a remake. No, it's actually a sequel that looks incredible. We were talking about it last week here in the show. We're actually showing the new gameplay and all that. It looks dope. So yeah, man, thank you so much, guys, for coming through. I wish I could stay here for a whole hour, another hour. I'll be so we can actually catch up and talk about weird shit and whatnot. But I gotta go. I got leg day, so pray for me. I'll see you guys on the next one. It's your boy Devil Flow.
Have a good
Check
one,
in.
y'all. See you everywhere else.
Out. See you on the next one. Have a good one. God bless.
Yeah.
Ra, yo, Chico boy. Ra, hey. Demo Flow Gaming.
Boom, boom. I'm
Back. Ra, ra.
Boom, boom, boom.
Listen, yo, Chico in the house, Poppy. Dale. Yeah. Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over there. Yeah. Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over there. Ponies over there. Ponies over here, ponies over there. I smell caca, ponies everywhere. They don't play no games, only do their console sales. It's because ponies ain't got shit to tell. Astro bought the best, but I haven't played. That's what I hear the ponies tell me every day. Ponies be so silly, but I had no pity. They dissed us for the decade, but now Xbox leady. Now they got no games, karma is so weird. You wish that on Xbox you even volunteer. Instead of play with Smith, filled with PC ports. Third-party games saying you're your pony love. Waiting for Forza that's almost 5 years old. Copying for remasters, damn that shit is cold. Do it for the plastic and all the pony blow. That's why Sony got you spending all your dough.